drowning in your pathetic excuses, letting the world beat you down like you're some kind of coward. You think life is hard? You think you've been dealt a bad hand? Shut the hell up with that nonsense. You ain't got a clue what hard is. Not yet anyway. But I'm about to show you. I'm about to drag you through the mud and make you see the truth. You think you're suffering. You think you're at the bottom. You don't know what the bottom is until you've scraped your knees on the ground, clawing to stay alive. You don't know pain until you've had your guts ripped out and still been expected to stand. You think you're the only one who's been knocked down. Guess what? Nobody gives a damn about your sob story. Everybody's been through hell, and most of them are still there, burning alive, begging for a break that'll never come. You think you deserve more? No one deserves anything in this world. Not a damn thing. You want something? You take it. You fight for it. You bleed for it. Anything less, and you don't deserve to be breathing. But here you are, whining about how life isn't fair, about how you can't catch a break. Fair? There's no such thing as fair. The only thing real in this world is power. And right now, you ain't got any. You're weak, pathetic, a shadow of what you could be. And you know it. Deep down, that's what really tears you apart, isn't it? The fact that you're too damn scared to fight back. Too scared to take what's yours. You wanna know why you're stuck? Why you're not where you wanna be? It's because you've been running. Running from your problems. Running from your fears. Running from yourself. You've been hiding behind your excuses, using them like a shield, pretending that they're the reason you're not on top. But let me tell you something, boy. That shield is made of glass, and it's about to shatter. And when it does, when you're exposed, when there's nothing left to hide behind, what are you gonna do? Curl up in a ball and cry? Or are you finally gonna stand up and fight? You better fight. You better get up and fight. Like your life depends on it, because it does. Every damn day is a battle, and you've been losing. You've been letting life beat you into submission, letting it strip away your pride, your dignity, your strength. And for what? So you can keep living in this lie that somehow, some way, things will just get better on their own. That maybe, if you just wait long enough, the pain will stop. It won't. The only way it stops is if you make it stop. The only way you get out of this hellhole is by fighting your way out, tooth and nail. I'm not here to coddle you. I'm not here to tell you everything's gonna be okay. I'm here to tell you the truth, no matter how much it hurts. The truth is, you're wasting your life. You're wasting your potential. You're wasting every damn breath you take by not going all in, by not fighting with every ounce of strength you've got. You've been given a chance, a shot at something more. But you're too busy feeling sorry for yourself to even see it. You've got anger inside you. I can feel it, boiling beneath the surface, desperate to break free. But you've been keeping it fight harder, to push further, to become the beast you were meant to be. You think the world is gonna hand you anything? You think it's just gonna open its arms and welcome you with a smile? Hell no. The world's out to crush you, to break you, to grind you down into nothing. But you can't let it. You've gotta fight back. You've gotta hit harder, strike faster, and never let up. You've gotta be relentless, merciless, unstoppable. Stop waiting for someone to save you. No one's coming. You're alone in this, and that's a good thing. Because when you're alone, you've got nothing to lose. You've got no one to hold you back, no one to blame but yourself. It's all on you. Your life, your choices, your fight. You want something different? Then do something different. You want to change? Then fight for it. Bleed for it. And if you fall, if you fail, you get back up and fight again, and again, and again, until you either win or there's nothing left of you. I'm not telling you this because I care about you. I don't give a damn what happens to you, but I know what you could be. I see the potential, the fire, the raw power, just waiting to be unleashed. And it pisses me off to see you wasting it. To see you sitting there like a coward, afraid to fight, afraid to face the truth. The truth that you're better than this, that you're stronger than this. But you gotta prove it. Not to me, not to anyone else, but to yourself. So what's it gonna be? You're gonna keep sitting there, letting life beat you down? Or are you gonna get up and fight? Or are you gonna let that anger, that fire inside you, burn away everything that's holding you back? Are you gonna take what's yours? Or are you gonna keep living in the shadows, a prisoner of your own fear? The choice is yours. It's always been yours. But you better make it quick, because the clock's ticking and you're running out of time. This is your fight, your life, your one shot to make something of yourself. Don't waste it. Don't you dare waste it. Get up, get angry, get moving, and for once in your damn life, fight. But I'm not done with you yet. Oh no, you're not getting off that easy. You see, you've been conditioned to think that everything has to be handed to you. That somehow the world owes you something. It's a damn lie. The world doesn't owe you a damn thing. You owe the world. You owe it your sweat, your blood, your tears. You owe it your very soul if you want to survive. And if you're not willing to pay that price, then you don't deserve to stand among the strong. You've been hiding behind your fears for too long, letting them control you, letting them dictate your every move. Fear of failure, fear of pain, fear of rejection. These are the chains that bind you, that keep you trapped in this cycle of mediocrity. But fear is nothing but a shadow, a ghost that you've allowed to haunt you. It has no power unless you give it power. It's time to break those chains. It's time to face your fears head on, to confront them with the full force of your rage, Fear doesn't know you like I do. Fear doesn't see the fire in your eyes, the strength in your bones, the iron in your soul. Fear underestimates you. That's where you can find your advantage. Use that underestimation. Use it as fuel. Use it as the spark that ignites the inferno inside you. You've got demons inside you. I know it. And you've been trying to bury them, to hide them away, to pretend they don't exist. But those demons are a part of you. They're the dark side of your soul, the side that you've been too afraid to acknowledge. But I'm telling you now, those demons are your greatest allies. They're the ones who will push you when you've got nothing left, who will drive you when you're ready to give up. Embrace them. Let them out. Let them fight alongside you, because that's what they were made to do. They were made to fight, to destroy, to conquer. And so were you. Stop wasting time looking for the light at the end of the tunnel. There is no light, only darkness. But that's not something to fear. It's something to accept. Because in that darkness, you'll find your true self. You'll find the strength you never knew you had. Power you never knew existed. You'll find the beast within you, the warrior who's been lying dormant for far too long. You've been asleep, lost in a dream of comfort, of safety, of security. But that dream is over. It's time to wake up. It's time to face reality. And reality is harsh, brutal, unforgiving. But it's also the forge that will shape you into something greater. The fire that will temper your spirit, harden your resolve, sharpen your instincts. Reality is where the weak are crushed and the strong rise. Which one are you gonna be? The one who gets crushed or the one who rises? I don't want to hear your excuses. I don't want to hear about how hard you've had it, how tough things are. Everybody's got problems. Everybody's got pain. But the strong don't let that stop them. The strong take that pain, that suffering, and they turn it into power. They use it as a weapon, a shield, a tool to carve out their place in the world. And that's what you need to do. Stop feeling sorry for yourself. Stop wallowing in self-pity. It's disgusting. It's a waste of time. Instead, use that time to get stronger. Use it to train, to learn, to grow. Use it to become the person you were meant to be. The person who's not afraid to fight for what they want. Who's not afraid to take on the world and win. Because that's what it comes down to. In the end, winning. Not just surviving. Not just getting by. But winning. Taking everything that you want. Everything that you deserve. And leaving nothing for anyone else. That's what it means to fight. That's what it means to live. So, what are you gonna do? You gonna keep sitting there, letting life pass you by? Or are you gonna get up and take what's yours? Are you gonna keep making excuses? Or are you gonna fight for what you want? The choice is yours. But know this, if you choose to keep sitting there, if you choose to keep hiding behind your fears, you're already dead. You're just waiting for the world to bury you. But if you choose to fight, if you choose to stand up and face the darkness, then you've got a chance to be something more, to be something great, a chance to win. And that's all you need, a chance. Because once you've got that chance, once you've got that opportunity, there's nothing that can stop you. There's nothing that can stand in your way. Because you're a fighter. And fighters don't quit. Fighters don't give up. Fighters win. So get up, stand up, and fight. How long can I keep pretending that I'm okay? That this darkness won't swallow me whole? How long before I break, before the weight of this world crushes whatever's left of me? I look around and it's all the same, just a different kind of pain. This life, it's a battlefield, and I'm out here bleeding alone. Every day feels like a fight to keep my head above water. I've been through hell, and each step forward feels like I'm dragging 1,000 pounds behind me. The world is cold, unforgiving. It doesn't care about the tears you cry, the battles you fight. It just keeps spinning, indifferent to the pain and suffering etched into your soul. But here's the thing, even in the darkest corners, even when the shadows creep in and choke the breath out of my chest, I keep going. Why? Because deep down, buried beneath all this mess, there's a flicker of something. Hope. Yeah, I said it. Hope. It's a fragile, dying thing, but it's there. It's that tiny voice whispering that maybe, just maybe, things can get better. It's crazy, right? To talk about hope when all I see around me is darkness, when every step forward feels like a stumble into the abyss. But that's the thing about hope. It's stubborn. It refuses to die, even when the world tries its damnedest to snuff it out. And maybe that's why I'm still standing, broken and bruised as I am. Because despite everything, despite the pain and the heartache, I still believe. I believe that there's something more, something worth fighting for. I'm tired, so damn tired. Every step feels like I'm dragging chains, heavy with the memories of everything I've lost.
The world's a cruel place, filled with broken promises and shattered dreams. But that doesn't mean I'm giving up. Nah, not yet. Because despite all the shit thrown my way, I've still got a choice. I can let this darkness consume me, or I can stand up broken and bruised and fight back. You think it's easy? You think I don't want to just lay down and let the darkness take over? Every damn day is a battle. But I've learned something in all this suffering. Pain ain't permanent. It's just a phase, a passing storm. And you know what? Storms don't last forever. The sun's always waiting on the other side, no matter how long it takes to break through. Sometimes it feels like the world is pushing down on me from every angle. The weight of it, the relentless pressure, it's enough to make anyone crumble. But I refuse. I refuse to let this world break me. I refuse to let the darkness win, because as long as there's breath in my lungs, as long as I can still stand, there's a chance to rise above it all, to come out stronger on the other side. We're all gonna go through some hard times, times that'll tear us apart, make us question everything we believe in. But it's in those moments, those gut-wrenching, soul-crushing moments, that we find out who we really are. You can let the pain define you, or you can let it refine you. Me, I'm choosing to let it make me stronger. It's the only choice I got if I want to survive this hellhole. And yeah, I cry. I cry for the losses, the betrayals, the endless nights where I can't find the strength to even care anymore. But every tear is a reminder that I'm still here, that I still feel, that I'm still fighting. Because as long as I'm breathing, there's a chance to change, to grow, to rise from the ashes like some phoenix out of a nightmare. This world will try to break you. It'll throw every bit of darkness it's got your way. But there's light in you, buried deep, waiting for you to dig it out. And that light, that's hope. That's faith. Faith in yourself. Faith in something greater. Something that sees the bigger picture when all you see is the shattered pieces. Maybe it's God. Maybe it's something else. But whatever it is, it's there, guiding you, even when you're lost in the darkest of nights. Sometimes it feels like the darkness is all there is, like it's all I've ever known. It's easy to get lost in it, to let it consume you until there's nothing left but a hollow shell. But I won't let that happen. I won't let the darkness take away what little hope I've got left. Because hope is a powerful thing, more powerful than the darkness could ever be. We gotta trust ourselves, trust that we've got what it takes to push through, no matter how rough the road gets. Life's not about waiting for the storm to pass. It's about learning to dance in the rain. Yeah, it's corny, but it's real. And living life in its details, that's where you find the beauty, even when everything else is falling apart. It's in the little things, the moments that seem insignificant, but hold all the weight of the world. You gotta work, and I mean really work, with pure intention. No half-assed efforts, no shortcuts. You give it everything you've got, even when it feels like there's nothing left to give. Because the world may be dark, but it doesn't stand a chance against a soul on fire, a soul that refuses to be extinguished by the bullshit life throws at it. So, yeah, I cry, I scream, I break, but I also hope. I hope that somewhere down this twisted path, there's something better waiting, and until I find it, I'll keep moving forward, step by painful step, because giving up, that's not an option. Not now, not ever. There's too much at stake, too many people counting on me, too many dreams that still need to be chased. So, how long? How long before the darkness wins? I don't know. But what I do know is this: I'm not done yet. Not by a long shot. And as long as there's breath in my lungs, I'll keep fighting, keep hoping, keep believing that there's something worth all this pain. Because in the end, it's the struggle that shapes us, that molds us into who we're meant to be. And maybe, just maybe, that's enough. But it's hard, so damn hard. It's like walking through a storm with no end in sight. Rain pounding down, winds trying to rip the very skin off your bones. There are days I don't even recognize the person staring back at me in the mirror, so twisted by the pain and grief that I've lost sight of who I used to be. But maybe that's okay. Maybe we're not supposed to stay the same. Maybe we're meant to change, to evolve, to become something more. The world's a dark place, and it'll chew you up and spit you out if you let it. But there's power in standing your ground, in refusing to let the darkness dictate who you are. We've all got scars, some deeper than others, but those scars, they tell our story. They're proof that we survived, that we endured, that we're still here, still fighting. And that's the thing, isn't it? The fight. It never really ends. There's always another battle, another obstacle, another test of your strength. And sometimes it feels like the universe is just piling it on, trying to see how much you can take before you snap. But here's the secret. The universe underestimates us. It doesn't know how strong we are, how resilient we can be. It doesn't know that every time it knocks us down, we get back up a little more determined, a little more fierce. I think about the people who didn't make it, the ones who couldn't take the pressure, who let the darkness win. It breaks my heart every single time because I know that pain. I've been there, standing on the edge, looking into the abyss, wondering if it's worth it to keep going. But I did keep going. And that's something. That's everything. I carry those people with me in my heart, in my soul. Their stories aren't over, not as long as I'm still breathing, still fighting. I owe it to them, to their memory, to keep going, to keep pushing forward. Because maybe, just maybe, by surviving, by thriving, I'm honoring them in some small way. But it's hard, and some days it feels like the weight of the world is too much to bear. But even on those days, especially on those days, I have to remember why I'm still here. I have to remember the light, the hope, the faith that's carried me this far. It's easy to lose sight of it, to get lost in the darkness, but it's there, always, just waiting for me to reach out and grab it. The pain, the suffering, it's all part of the journey. It's what shapes us, what makes us who we are. But it doesn't define us. We're more than our pain, more than our scars. We're warriors, fighting not just for ourselves, but for everyone who's ever been lost, broken, or beaten down by life. So yeah, I'm sad, I'm angry, I'm hurting, but I'm also hopeful. I'm also determined. And as long as I've got that, as long as I've got even the smallest flicker of hope, I'll keep fighting. Because giving up, that's not an option. Not now, not ever. And maybe that's enough. Maybe that's all we can do. Keep going, keep fighting, keep hoping for something better. And in the end, maybe that's what makes us truly strong, truly unstoppable. Because the darkness, it doesn't stand a chance against a soul that refuses to be broken. Not today, not tomorrow, not ever. So I'll keep going for as long as it takes. I'll keep fighting, keep hoping, keep believing that there's something more, something worth all this pain. And in the end, maybe, just maybe, I'll find the light that's been waiting for me all along. Until then, I'll keep walking through the storm, head held high, heart full of hope, because that's what it means to be human. That's what it means to live, to fight, to survive. And in the end, that's all we can do. And maybe, just maybe, that's enough.
The forest is darker tonight than it's ever been. The shadows stretch longer, the trees more menacing, as if they're closing in on me, trying to suffocate the last breath out of my weary soul. The wind doesn't sing anymore. It screams through the branches, a twisted lullaby of despair. Even the moon, my only source of light in this endless night, hides its face, as if it's ashamed to witness what I've become. I'm surrounded by darkness, swallowed by it, and yet, here I am, still standing, still breathing, still refusing to give up. You know, there's a voice inside me that whispers, just let go. It's easier that way. Let the darkness take you, and the pain will end. And maybe it's right. Maybe if I just surrendered, I could finally find some peace in this war-torn world. But I can't do that. I won't do that. Not because I'm some kind of hero, or because I've got a heart of steel. No, I'm scared, I'm hurt, and I'm tired. But there's one thing that keeps me going, one thing that burns inside me, even when everything else is falling apart. Hope. Hope. It sounds almost laughable, doesn't it? In a world as twisted and broken as this one, hope feels like a cruel joke, a false promise that leads you down a path of disappointment. But I'm telling you, hope is the only thing that's kept me from crumbling into dust. It's the only thing that stands between me and the abyss that's always waiting, just a step behind me. I've seen too much, suffered too much, to let go of that tiny spark that keeps me alive. This world, it's relentless. It doesn't care who you are, what you've been through, or how much you've fought to survive. It'll rip you apart, limb from limb, if you let it. It'll strip you down to nothing, leave you bleeding and broken on the ground, and then it'll walk away, indifferent to your pain. But you can't let it win. You can't let the darkness swallow you whole. You've got to fight back, even when every bone in your body is screaming for you to stay down, to give up. You've got to dig deep, find that fire inside you, and let it burn brighter than the darkness around you. I'm not gonna sit here and tell you that life is easy, that everything's gonna be okay if you just keep your chin up. That's not how this works. Life is brutal. It's a constant barrage of pain, of loss, of battles. You're not always gonna win, but it's those battles, those losses, that shape you. They carve out the person you're meant to be. They force you to grow, to become stronger, even when it feels like you're being torn apart from the inside out. It's gonna feel like you're trapped, like there's no way out, no light at the end of the tunnel. But you can't let that break you. You can't let that be the end of your story. Because as long as you're still breathing, as long as there's a heartbeat in your chest, there's hope. And hope is stronger than any darkness, any pain, any loss you'll ever face. I've cried more tears than I ever thought possible. I've shed more blood than I ever wanted to. And there have been times when I thought I couldn't go on, when the pain was too much to bear. But every tear, every drop of blood, it's a reminder that I'm alive, that I'm still here, still fighting. And as long as I'm still fighting, there's a chance to find the light, to claw my way out of this darkness, to make something better of this life. It's easy to give up, to let the world break you down until there's nothing left. But that's not who I am. That's not who we are. We're fighters. We're warriors. We're survivors. And we've got something that this world can't take away from us. Our will, our determination, our belief that no matter how dark it gets, no matter how deep the pain cuts, there's always a way out. There's always a light at the end of it all, even if we can't see it yet. You gotta trust in yourself. You gotta trust that you're strong enough to get through this, even when everything around you is telling you otherwise. And yeah, trust in God too, if that's what keeps you going. Because sometimes it feels like we're walking through this life blind, stumbling through the dark, not knowing where we're going, just hoping we don't fall off the edge. But you know what? That's okay. It's okay to be afraid, to not have all the answers, to not know what's gonna happen next. That's part of being alive. That's part of the journey. And that journey, it's gonna be tough. It's gonna test you in ways you never imagined. You're gonna face challenges that seem impossible. You're gonna be knocked down more times than you can count. And there are gonna be days when you wonder if it's all worth it. But those are the days that define you. Those are the days that prove what you're made of. 'Cause if you can get through that, if you can keep moving forward even when everything inside you is screaming to stop, then there's nothing in this world that can hold you back. I've been through hell. I've walked through fire. I've faced demons that would make most people run for their lives. And I'm still here. I'm still standing. Not because I'm unbreakable. Not because I'm invincible. But because I refuse to let the darkness win. I refuse to let it take away the one thing that keeps me going. Hope. And that hope, it's not just for me. It's for all of us. It's for every single soul that's ever felt like they were drowning in the darkness, like there was no way out. It's for everyone who's ever cried themselves to sleep Who's ever looked in the mirror and wondered if they were strong enough to keep going? Because the truth is, we are strong enough. We are stronger than we give ourselves credit for. And as long as we hold on to that hope, as long as we keep fighting, we can get through anything. You gotta live life with pure intention. You gotta put your heart and soul into everything you do, even when it feels like the world is trying to tear you down, because that's the only way to make it through. That's the only way to rise above the darkness, to find the light that's hidden beneath all the pain, all the suffering. And it's there. I know it is. I've seen glimpses of it, felt its warmth on my skin, even in the darkest of nights. But you can't find it if you give up. You can't find it if you let the darkness consume you. You've got to keep moving forward, one step at a time, even when it feels like you're walking through hell. You've got to trust that there's something better waiting for you on the other side, something worth all the pain, all the tears, all the blood, because there has to be. You gotta trust in yourself. You gotta trust that you're strong enough to get through this, even when everything around you is telling you otherwise. And yeah, trusting God too, if that's what keeps you going. Because sometimes it feels like we're walking through this life blind, stumbling through the dark, not knowing where we're going, just hoping we don't fall off the edge. But you know what? That's okay. It's okay to be afraid, to not have all the... I'm not saying it's gonna be easy. I'm not saying you're not gonna want to give up, to throw in the towel and let the world win. But that's not an option. Not for us. Not for warriors like us. We don't give up. We don't let the darkness win. We fight with everything we've got until there's nothing left to give. And even then, we find a way to keep going, to keep pushing forward, because that's what we do. That's who we are. I've seen what happens to those who give up, who let the darkness take over. They fade away, become nothing more than shadows of who they used to be. But that's not us. That's not who we're meant to be. We are meant for more than that. We are meant to rise above the darkness, to find the light that's hidden within us, and to let it shine brighter than anything this world can throw at us. So no, I won't give up. I won't let this darkness define me. I won't let it break me down, no matter how hard it tries. I'm gonna rise above it. I'm gonna keep moving forward. And I'm gonna do it with everything I've got. Because that's what we do. We survive. We fight. We hope. And one day, we're gonna look back at all this pain, all this suffering, and we're gonna see it for what it really is. A testament to our strength, to our resilience. A reminder that no matter how dark the world gets, no matter how drop of blood was a step towards something better, something brighter. Because we didn't give up. We didn't let the darkness win. We held on to hope, and that hope carried us through. So here I stand in the heart of the darkest night, with the shadows closing in around me. But I'm not afraid. I'm not gonna back down, because I've got something stronger than the darkness. I've got hope, and as long as I've got that, I know I can face anything this world throws at me. I won't give up, and neither should you.